Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jake Rourke with STEM Education Works, and today I'm here to give you a video overview on how to use the online Glowforge application to create your designs and print them using your Glowforge laser engraver and cutter. So, as we can see, we are here at this site, app.glowforge.com. Of course, you'll want to sign in, and then once you sign in, you'll see something that looks like this. Here is our unit right here, our Henry Forge unit, very cleverly named. Get it? It's like Henry Ford. And so it's right here. It's showing that it's a Glowforge Pro unit, and it is ready to go. On this main page here, we can see some designs that are suggested by Glowforge. You can also see some of the designs that we have been working on using this profile. You can see some more of that by clicking My Designs and checking them out here. But today we're going to go ahead and we are going to start from scratch. We're going to click Create a New Design. And of course we can create a blank design right here, or we have the ability to upload a file, .svg, JPEG, PNG type files. But we're just going to go ahead, we're going to create our own blank design. And so here on this screen we can see our workspace for placing our designs and engraving and cutting onto our material of choice. Let's go ahead and just go across the top menu here and take a look at what each one of these menus does. So right off the bat, as you can see here, I am using proprietary Glowforge material, and I can tell that because it has this sticker on it right here. What will happen is the Glowforge unit, the camera on it, will automatically read this QR code on here, and it will say, aha, I know that this is light basswood plywood. And then, of course, it will apply that information right up here. Light basswood plywood. Now, if you're using non-proprietary material, as in the case shown here, you have two options. What you can do is you can go up here, click this button right here, and say Use Uncertified Material, and then you just enter the material's thickness. I think in this case, this board is about 1/8 of an inch thick. But you also have the ability to simply select a kind of proprietary material that Glowforge already has in their menu here that best fits this kind of material. I've simply found that using light basswood plywood or medium basswood plywood works pretty well for this non-proprietary material. Next up on our top menu here, you see that we have the ability to zoom in or zoom out of our workspace. So I can zoom in to see more detail or zoom out to get a full picture. Over here we have the Select tool. This will allow us to select designs, and I'll show you how to use that in a little bit more detail here later on. We also have the Pan tool, which allows us to click and hold and then move around and look at different parts of our workspace. I actually prefer to keep it on Select. That way it allows me to select objects, and then if I want to change my view, I just scroll up, scroll down, scroll left, scroll right on my mouse pad. We also have the ability to undo our work and redo our work. Now here at the top center of our screen, we have this plus-shaped icon, and this is the Import Artwork button. This is very important when adding designs to our Glowforge workspace. So if we go ahead and click it, we'll notice that there are actually 3 different ways that we can add designs. We can actually pick from icons that are already part of the menu here. If you have the Glowforge Premium account, you will have lots and lots of these icons to choose from. Then you can also upload images and you can trace images. So first things first, just looking at the icons that we have available in our menu here, for instance, I could type in the word dog, and I can get a little icon of a dog. And it's going to take a second for that to load. Here's our little icon. Let's go ahead and put that off to the side for now. We also have the ability to upload images that we have saved on our computer here. So for instance, I have this little Purdue Pete logo that I'm going to go ahead and add to our design. Boiler up, I went to Purdue for undergrad, and we're right here in Lafayette, Indiana, so just next to West Lafayette where Purdue sits. There we go, and here is our Purdue Pete, old school Purdue Pete design right there. Now, in the case of the third and final option, tracing a design and then placing it onto your workspace for your Glowforge, what you can do is you can take something like a standard piece of printer paper, something without lines going across it is preferable in this case, and then you can draw a design, like my little guy here holding a balloon. And notice that I traced over my lines using Sharpie or dark marker. That's going to make it a lot easier for the Glowforge camera to pick up the image. So once you have your material of choice on your Glowforge and your image here on a piece of printer paper, you can go up here to Import Artwork, select Trace, and then you're going to select the area where your design is. Now, if you want to have this material be cut away around this design, you can go ahead and click the areas outside here or inside here. But in this case, I just wanted to etch it in. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Place Artwork. And it'll take a moment to load. And then now, as you can see, we have a design of our own creation placed on our workspace of our Glowforge. As we move across our top menu here, you can also see that we have the ability to insert different shapes if we have the premium account. So you can insert lines, squares, circles, stars, polygons. It's also very easy to find these sorts of shapes just on Google Image Search, and you can upload them by just going to Upload. We also have the ability to enter text. So for instance, I can put in STEM Education Works. Right here, you can choose your typeface, the font, the weight of it. But let's go ahead and just click Enter. And then there we go. We have our text here that says STEM Education Works. The last button that we're going to review here on our top menu is this More button. And when we select that, we have a lot of different options to choose from here, but I'll just point out some of the most frequently used buttons here. First off, we have the ability to refresh the bed image. So the bed image automatically refreshes every few seconds, but if you wanted to make sure that your bed image is up to date, you can select that, and as you can see, we're back to ready, and we're good to go. Another thing you could do on this menu is select Set Focus. So automatically, the focus of the camera of the Glowforge is going to be set to the dead center. But let's say I wanted to print something up here in the upper left corner, like say this dog right here. What I can do is I can take my focus and put it here, and as you can see, it's telling me that the Glowforge is currently focusing. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to make the Glowforge's ability to print up in this region a lot more accurate. So just take a few seconds more, and there we go. It's focused and ready up in this corner. We also have the ability to export our design. If we click that, it'll go ahead and save our design as a .svg file, so we could pull that in at a later date. We also have the ability to turn on our Pro pass-through. So that pass-through is the bottom portion of the Glowforge that allows you to put longer materials through it. You can open up that little door. If you do, make sure you have this turned on. And you can also indicate if you have the Glowforge air filter attached. The Glowforge that I'm using is attached to an air filter, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. And of course, we also have the ability to switch between inches and centimeters for our measurements going across the top and side of our screen. So now that we have our designs here on our workspace, we can go ahead and place them wherever we'd like, wherever it's going to be etched or cut out of our material. And that's just as simple as dragging and dropping those designs. So before we go ahead and press print up here, I want to show you a few more things that are very important when it comes to prepping your designs for the printing process. So as you can see, each individual element of my design here is shown on the left pane, on the left side of my screen. So for instance, here I have my STEM Education Works text selected. Notice that I have the ability to set this to be an engraving. So this is going to make the Glowforge engrave this text onto the surface of my material. I can also set the setting to cut, so that will actually have the Glowforge laser cut out these letters out of this material. I can also score them onto my material, which is kind of a lighter version of engraving. Or I can have the Glowforge ignore this particular design on this particular print. I'm going to go ahead and set it to engrave. And typically I find that when engraving designs onto wood especially, the SD graphics setting is the best option. Now, these are preset options here, different ways that you can engrave or cut or score things onto your material. If you would like to customize it, you can actually click Manual down here, and you can set the speed of the laser as it moves, and also the precision power, the lines per inch, and the number of passes. For now, I am just going to stick with a default setting of SD graphic here. I'm also going to make this design here, this little guy holding a balloon. I'm going to make that an engraving. I'm going to set that to SD graphic as well. I'm also going to have my repeat thing here, this little icon set as SD graphic. And I'm also going to have my dog set as SD graphic. So now that we have our designs here on our workspace set to be etched into our material, keep in mind that if we were to go up here and click print, what would happen is the Glowforge would merely etch these designs onto the surface of our material, our light basswood plywood. Now, keep in mind, that's not really what we want. What we actually want is we want these designs to be cut out of our material as well. And so there are a few ways of doing that. The easiest way, I would say, is to click on a certain aspect of your design, like this repeat icon. We can go over here to this menu that has popped up on the right and click Create Outline. And what that's going to do is it's going to, by default, create an outline that is exactly 0.25 inches away from the edge of our design here. Let's say that I actually wanted it to go all the way to the edge of my design, so I'm going to change that to 0 inches. And now, as you can see, here is a perfect outline of our repeat in cut mode right here in red. So I'm going to press Control Z to go back, and so that way now it's perfectly centered around our repeat again. And as you can see, that cut portion of our design has been added to this left pane on the left side of our window, set in cut mode and set to proof grade cut. I can do something very similar here with my little dog friend. I can go ahead and create an outline for him. And let's say I wanted to make that a little bigger in this case. I'm going to set it to 0.5 inches. And that will make that outline a little bit thicker. Similarly, what we can do is, let's say we have a situation where we want to cut something out, but we don't want it to match the shape of the thing on the inside. We want it to be some common shape. So for instance, what I could do here is I can get a square onto my material. And I can place this square in cut mode. As we can see, it's in cut mode here, set to proof grade cut, around this little image of this little guy holding a balloon. Similarly, I can do a very similar sort of thing by inserting a circle. Let's say I wanted to have a circle around my STEM Education Works logo here. I could just as easily do that, just like I used my square to make a frame for my little doodle right here. Now we are almost ready to go ahead and print. But first, I would always recommend looking at your left pane over here and just taking a look and making sure that everything looks correct. So our circle is set to cut mode, square is cut, the outline of our dog is going to be cut out, the outline of our repeat is going to be cut out, and then the rest is being engraved. It all looks terrific. So at this point, we can go over here to the top right of our screen and click Print. It will take a moment for it to load. Basically, it's sending this material to Glowforge's servers and preparing the data to send to your Glowforge to make sure that everything turns out looking real nice. It's going to scan. Now it says it's preparing your print. And there we go. As you can see, it has told us right here that it's going to take about 40 minutes and 45 seconds for this print to finish. At this point, you're good to go and go over to your physical Glowforge unit and press that glowing button down on the bottom right corner of your unit, and you're good to go. Happy printing!